Well, good evening, everybody. David Paul here in the KHOU 11 Weather Center. Everybody here wearing red for the Cougs playing basketball for the championship tonight. It's going to be a beautiful evening. We'll get to that and our gorgeous stretch of weather coming up here in just a moment. We did want to begin by actually looking back at this past weekend, the last several days. You know, we're in the heart of springtime severe weather storm season, and they're getting it. Although this last round, we had a weather impact alert day on Saturday. We had a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings here, but we missed the tornadic activity, which was a good thing because there was a ton of it. And it was focused north of Houston into the Arklatex, where they had multiple tornado warnings there. This was going into Friday and Saturday. And then it was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, where the middle part of the Mississippi Valley into Memphis, Tennessee, all the way up into Cincinnati and the upper Midwest and St. Louis, Missouri, just had hundreds of tornado warnings. Multiple reports of damage. Add it all up, 443 tornado warnings issued by the National Weather Service stations across the middle part of the country, April 2nd through April 6th. When we look at just the severe thunderstorm warning, that's 3/4 inch diameter hail or larger, or winds gusting to 57 miles an hour or above, you get the severe thunderstorm warnings. Those 853 of them between April 2nd and April 6th, with a lot of it beginning on Friday night with thunderstorms in West Texas, and then Saturday, all these severe thunderstorm warnings. The entire state of Arkansas covered. I think every square inch at one point had a severe thunderstorm warning in it. Eastern Oklahoma, Mississippi was active, but from Memphis through Kentucky to Cincinnati, St. Louis to just south of Chicago, just a ton of activity. So weather service and weather people across the country have been very busy. We had a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings just north and east of the Houston area on Saturday, but overall the real bad weather missed Houston proper as we went through the day on Saturday. And flooding has been significant. At one point, Memphis had a flash flood emergency issued over the weekend as the rain just kept coming there for days on end. These were all the flash flood warnings issued. 297 of them, April 2nd through April the 6th. Now, we've gotten part of this active weather by getting this strong cold front through, which has brought in this delightfully chilly air. So chilly nights, that's again tonight and really for the next couple of nights. We've got chilly nights. We get a beautiful stretch of sunshiny days this week. It will begin to warm up, but the humidity is going to stay down, and that is going to keep even temps in the mid-80s by later in the week here in Houston, feeling very comfortable. We got the Cougs playing for a national championship tonight. How special is that? They're playing in San Antonio. We're hosting a watch party out at Avenida. Your watch party for the game, you need a little sweater or jacket. It's going to be beautiful if you're outside, but a little chilly, dropping into the 50s pretty quickly. That north wind at 5 to 10, that will stay up this evening, so no rain, but a little breezy and a little chilly for your watch party for the Cougs tonight. Here, the way it is hour by hour. Notice how quickly we drop from 66 to 62 once the sun goes down, then right into the 50s. Sliver moon, but clear skies, and just a beautiful evening for taking a walk with a jacket and a sweater out there here in Houston. We don't always get cool weather like this in April, so we're enjoying it. We've had this north breeze really since Saturday night. When you get a north wind, it blows offshore, and that really knocks the waves down. So very quiet surf here down in Galveston. There's Murdoch's, there's Pleasure Pier. But what it also does is it pushes water out of the Galveston Bay area. So there is a low water advisory for some of the bigger vessels coming in and out of Galveston Bay and close to the coastline because the water being pushed out by that north breeze. Temps this evening as the sun's about to go down, 67 in Galveston, Sugar Land 68, 68 Bush, Conroe 66. We struggle to make 70. Most neighborhoods did not touch 70 today for a high temp. That is a good 8 degrees below normal for this time of the year. Med Center, Sam Houston here at Herman Park looking beautiful on this cool spring evening. Still have a north wind out there as the sun's getting ready to go down here on this Monday. North at 15 in Galveston, north at 17 at Houston, Bush, Continental Airport, north at 10 Sugar Land, Wharton north at 15, north at 10 in Cleveland. And that will stay up at 5 to 10 this evening, so it is going to stay a little breezy, keeping it chilly. Neighborhood Weather Network, these are all individual weather instruments we have spread out across the area. In Westview, Sunset Boulevard at 67 just before the sun goes down. You'll quickly drop into the 50s here. East College Street at 67. Rice Boulevard at 71 right now. Med Center, Bolsfer Street at 67. And then zipped out the Energy Corridor. Let's see, Carriage Walk Lane sitting at 69. Barker Reservoir sitting right there. Honeywood Trail, instrument not reporting there. Westmere at 72, Pine Sap at 68 right now on what is just a beautiful evening across the area. So this morning we woke up to lows, upper 30s, low to mid 40s. We're going to do it all over again on Tuesday morning. So if you got up Monday morning and it was cold, you needed to wear a sweater and a jacket, we're basically going to do the same thing on Tuesday morning with lows in the 30s. Brenham at 37, Columbus 37, El Campo wakes up to 42, Houston proper 46, 45 in Conroe, Huntsville 41, but even down to the coast, Brazosport area, Clute, Lake Jackson 48, Galveston at 58 right on the coast. The surf temperature, as we mentioned, is in the mid-60s. It's 65-degree surf temperature, which is cold for swimming, but that does help to keep you a little bit warmer right near the coast and the bay. And then once you get away from the water, you get to cool off on these clear, chilly nights that we've got coming up here. So we look at Tuesday's numbers: 46 in the morning, 69 by noon, t-shirt and sunglasses as we head into the afternoon. High temp going up to 74, low humidity, a beautiful, perfect Tuesday afternoon. And the next 3 days, so we've got a little bit of a warming trend coming. 74 Tuesday, Wednesday we crack 80, Thursday 85. Now normally this time of the year we get going up to 85 and the humidity comes in and it starts feeling like summer is coming in. But that is not going to be the case this go around. This week, even with temps going to 85, the humidity is going to stay very low. So it'll keep us with these chilly mornings. And even though we warm to 85, it won't be that sweaty, sticky 85. It's going to be a low humidity 85. So we'll cool off quickly in the evening, which will keep even mid-80s feeling really nice by Houston standards. That low humidity really is the key to feeling good. Allergy picture, hackberry at 10, ash is 18, oak is 309 in there. Keeps the tree pollen count high, but oak is way down from where it was last week. We were above 1,000 pollen granules per cubic meter of air on oak last week. So oak season is waning. Grass is moderate. Weed pollen count is moderate. Mold spore count is moderate as well. Next few days. So that high pressure dominating our weather today kept it sunny and gorgeous. High pressure is sinking air. You need rising air to get clouds. When you have sinking air, it takes the clouds out of the atmosphere. That's why we're clear, because we have that high pressure dome in place and it stays parked over us. We go into Tuesday, again, high pressure, sinking air, keeps skies blue and sunny after a brisk start, 30s and 40s. We end up sunny and warm going into tomorrow afternoon in the mid 70s. And then the high pressure dome just really doesn't move much. So still sunshine on Wednesday. It's a little warmer. We'll make 80 on Wednesday. But again, the humidity stays low. We stay in general with a northeasterly flow. That keeps the air coming off the mainland, and that is a drier airflow for us. So the humidity is going to stay very, very comfortable the next several days. With that setup in April, that is beautiful. So forecast low. So even though we're going to start to make the 80s as we head into Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, morning low temperatures are going to stay cool. They're going to dip down into the 40s and 50s Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday morning. Friday morning 62, then back down to the 50s by Saturday morning, still comfortably cool Sunday and Monday. So even through the weekend, these cool to chilly mornings stay with us. That is a direct function of the low humidity. When we have this really dry air, once the sun goes down, dry air cools off very quickly. So it allows us, even though we've made the 80s, to drop down into the 50s and low 60s for lows, which really keeps it really nice and feeling good around here. Here's the humidity, dew point. When dew points are in the 50s or below, it's super comfortable. It's just easier for your body to cool itself. The sweat evaporates easily and the body cools itself with very little effort. So you're more energized, your dog's more energized, everybody just feels better when the humidity is low. That's why it makes such a difference in how it feels. When dew points are in the 70s, that's what it feels like on a Houston sticky, sweaty summer day where you walk outside and you sweat instantly. Those dew points in the 70s just don't allow the sweat on your skin to evaporate. It stays there as a liquid. That's why you sweat and everything gets wet when dew points are in the 70s. When you're in the 50s, you still sweat a little bit, but it evaporates right away, cools your body, and your body doesn't have to work very hard to stay cool and comfortable. Okay, what about the future? We look at rain, big picture across the United States, a little bit above normal rain activity from Texas Panhandle up into the Great Plains, But April 13th through 17th, temperatures a little bit above normal here going into the Houston area, and then quite a bit above normal as we get down to the deep south and into Florida. That's April 13th through 17th. So enjoy this week of cool weather. It's a little bit warmer going into the following week. What about, temperatures above normal as we head into April 13th through 17th, right in the heart of the country. So we are going to be part of that warm up, and not much in the way of a rain chance going through the 13th and the 17th either. So that's the way we look with rain and temperature trends over as we head into the following week, next week. Again, here are tomorrow's numbers: 46 in the morning, 74 in the afternoon tomorrow. That is as good a day as it gets. Have lunch outside, t-shirt and sunglasses. Wear your best. Here's the extended: Wednesday 80, Thursday 85, but again, humidity stays low. Still in the 80s Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but cool mornings make for a delightful weekend. Stays dry through Monday, high of 86. And you notice one little thing. See that little cloud right there on Monday? That's an indication that the humidity levels may begin to sneak up a little bit on Monday. That might be a little bit more of a humid 86 by Monday afternoon. So enjoy this week and the coming weekend. And congratulations to our Houston Cougars playing for a national championship tonight. Go Cougs. We'll see you later, everybody.